Hi, my name's Laura. I'm 33 years old and I recently completed the Thrive program. I met my Thrive consultant Tom through a mutual friend at a climbing centre. Initially, I was quite standoffish with him. I didn't like physical interaction, it made me uncomfortable, and Tom came straight in for a hug. We connected via Facebook, and then a few weeks later, Tom shared a video of a person explaining how they had overcome negative thinking using Thrive. I instantly recognised a lot of my own thought processes in this person's story. I've dealt with negative mental health issues since my mid teens. My self esteem was massively impacted upon by external influences. I cared what people thought of me, I thought people were judging me. This thought process, years of berating myself, thinking negatively about myself, thinking I wasn't good enough, thinking that I was the ultimate disappointment, took its toll on my internal sense of power and control. I was out of control. That's not to say I was out partying, binge drinking, smashing things up. I mean, I had given all my control away. I blamed everyone else for how I was feeling. This person made me feel horrible. That person is the reason I struggle. I'm anxious and depressed, and I'm allowed to feel this way and wallow. My internal voice was constantly negative. In the last 2 years, my anxiety and those negative thoughts began to dominate my life. I got anxious traveling, even in my own car, so I didn't go anywhere. I worried what people were going to think of me, so I didn't interact. I didn't like to eat in public in case the food upset my stomach, so I didn't socialise. My anxiety manifested physically as vomiting, stomach cramps, and rush trips to the bathroom. My arms would tingle, my jaw was like constantly tense, the hairs on the side of my head would stand up. All I wanted to do was run away. Get me out of here. But I knew I needed to change. I've been counselled. I had CBT and IPT therapy, and yet here I was, still feeling the same. And then there was Thrive. Thrive teaches you about your sense of power and control and perception, and how when push comes to shove, it's your choices that define your days, your interactions, your mood. If something comes along that's out of your control, then Thrive gives you the skills to ride it out, remain stable, and to overcome. Thrive for me it's just light bulb moment after light bulb moment. When you go through it with your consultant, it's just like, oh my god, you're right, you're absolutely right. And it's so refreshing to look to the future instead of revisiting past events. Like, leave them, they're done, they're over. Like, now I can move forward feeling equipped and ready for anything that may come my way. Before doing Thrive, I cried in a traffic jam because I felt out of control. Like, since completing my Thrive program, I've travelled to Paris, no sweat, no panic, no tears. That's a car journey to the train station, the train to London, then the train to Paris. I've eaten in restaurants, I've been to the cinema, I've driven to unfamiliar places without the safety blanket of my sat nav. I've walked around familiar and unfamiliar places holding my girlfriend's hand. I'm 33 years old. I had my first girlfriend at 19 years old, and I've never felt comfortable with public displays of affection because I thought the people around me would judge me. That's 14 years of sacrificing my own comfort to keep everyone else comfortable. 8 weeks of Thrive, and I'm a different person. I wake up in the morning without those groans. Oh, it's grey outside today. I'm going to have a bad day. Oh, it's raining. Oh, I feel miserable now. It's changed the way I think, I speak, I interact. I feel so much more comfortable with myself. And that inner negative voice, sometimes it whispers, but now I just shrug it off and focus on the positive. I can honestly say, with my hand on my heart, that Thrive is the absolute best thing I have done for my mental well-being. I will forever preach to anyone who feels limited by their thoughts, feelings, anxieties, phobias, self-esteem. They need to find their nearest Thrive consultant, preferably Tom. It will absolutely change your life.